What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Ghost Gamer. Today we're going back in time. That's right, we're going back to 2008 with Rainbow Six Vegas 2. Now, overall, I gotta say, this isn't a horrible game. I mean, it's been a long time since I played it. I was going through my collection of video games after I got back from the UK, which, now that reminds me, I apologize for kind of being out for the last couple weeks. I actually had two things happen. One, unfortunately, I had both video cards in my rig crap out on me, and then I ended up having to go to the UK for some work. But now that I'm back, I was going through my video game group of awesome stuff, if you will, and came across a bunch of old games, and I mean a bunch. I mean, we had a little bit of everything from like Flight Sim 10, Homefront, Mafia. We had obviously some Vegas 2. We also had Tom Clancy, Rainbow Six Vegas. There was some Sniper Ghost Warriors, Wanted, Old School Most Wanted, or Need for Speed Most Wanted, I should add. But a whole bunch of good, awesome, wonderful, huge collection of crap. So for some reason I decided to grab this one and start playing it just out of the blue, which kind of brought me back to a few things that I like and don't like about video games. Like every single video game I ever played, I don't think that anybody's going to really be building one or developing one that I like for everything. But since I'm playing this one, let's get this stuff started a little bit. If you go back and you try and play like maybe Rainbow Six Vegas or Vegas 2, you will have a few issues when it comes to the displays. If you haven't noticed by now already, it wasn't an accident. I didn't do it on purpose, but you have a lot of the screen cut off in this recording. It wasn't DX Proxy. It wasn't DxTory. It wasn't a setting that I did. It's actually the way the game is set up. It could have been rectified if I went through and dropped the resolution down, because quite frankly back then I highly doubt it was optimized for 1920 by 1080. That's what my monitor's at. That's what I normally push. I wanted a good decent quality to kick out, so that's what I put it at. So we're kind of left with some of this cutoffs around the corner. But aside from that, there is some other things in the mix that I don't really agree with when it comes to this game that just kind of annoys me and bugs the crap out of me. Stuff like the NPCs, your nice, wonderful AI characters that follow you around like little lost puppy dogs and constantly get in your way. Go figure. They kind of annoy the crap out of me. I would have been much happier Lone Ranger in this bitch and just knocking it out as far as I'm concerned. But all that aside, they're there. I'm stuck with them, just as is everybody else, and it happens. The keyboard layout is a little bit weird. I wish they would have mapped things a little bit differently, and not so much, keyboard mapping itself. I should rectify this crappy way of wording real quick. It's actually using the same key for a crap load of stuff is what annoys me. For a good example, when I keybound to key F on my gamepad is used for damn near everything. Open door, look under door, move your people, go up and down a ladder, slide down a rope, rappel, I think I covered open a door already, but either way, you kind of understand where I'm coming at here. You're using that for several different things, and that is just kind of annoying. I would have much rather them split it up a little bit and give me more options as far as I was concerned with that. I like the sheer fact that you can kind of engage your the AI or the bad guys through cover, but only certain cover. If it's a nice thin cover, that's fine and dandy. If it's a thicker cover like concrete, that is something that should have been rectified before they even pushed it out. I mean, we're talking about an old game that's not going to have any updates unless somebody decides to make their own thing. But Come on, shooting through concrete, really? To add to that, honestly, I gotta say the cover system is kind of broken. It could have used a lot more polishing. Same with, brain fart here. Same with, well, AI difficulties. I really don't think they're as hard as they could have been, or should have been for that matter. Collision zones are another thing that should have been polished. The attempted screen blur effect, if you want to call it that, whenever you're hit. I understand where they were going with it, but yeef. In addition to the goofy respawns and just there was a lot of things that I really think that they pushed the envelope a little too quick as far as Rainbow Six Vegas 2 goes. I don't know if they were having some competition woes, if you will, or they were feeling threatened by an outside company, or if they were just being rushed in typical game fashion where it's push, 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 we get it out as soon as we can, and to hell with all the gamers, or if there was an underlying issue that I'm not aware of. Either way, as many flaws as this game has, I mean, we're how many years after this came out? I mean, this came out in 2008, so that's, what, 6 years down the line? And I just jumped right into it. I decided to play it again. It wasn't one of those games that sucked to the point to where I was like, yeah, this will never be played again, and I use it as either a coaster or a frisbee. So, I mean, that in of itself says a little bit about the game. It could be much better, don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't even want to know how much. Well, actually, you know, let me look up and see how much this actually cost now. Oh, well, we're looking at, just a Google search, we're looking at between $6 and $10 for this game. You know what? If you find it for $6-7, who cares? It's a El Cheapo game that you'll probably take a whopping like 5 hours of gameplay, maybe 6 if you're lucky to go through and beat the entire game. But hey, that's 6 hours. $6. Fuck, why the hell not? I mean, like I said, I mean, it is an arcade-style shooter with an attempt of tactical elements. However lacking it is, it as an arcade shooter game, it's actually not that bad. It could be much better, could be a whole lot worse. You will, well, at least I, after being, you know, so long from playing this last time and getting used to other key controls and things of that nature for other games, found it quite frustrating at the very beginning, just fumbling through it and fat fingering the crap out of the keyboard trying to find the keys because the mapping was a little awkward. But hell, $7. It's got some issues to it, but it's one of those things. If you're feeling kind of nostalgic and you want to just kick some ass and take names, I guess, just why not? Go for it. What do you got to lose? $6? You probably spend more than that at frickin', you know, the burger joint down the street. Whether it be Fat Burger or fucking In-N-Out or whatever. Hey, who cares? It's $6. As a gamer, I'm sure that some of you can kind of enjoy the older nostalgic games, even though this is only 6 years old compared to, oh, I don't know, stuff I played that was, you know, late 90s and so on and so forth. But I'm going to quit rambling. I've taken almost 10 minutes of your time up, and who really cares? It's an old game. I'm just kind of glad to be back and be in the mix of things, pushing out, or starting to push out videos again. But if you have any questions, concerns, comments, feel free to drop them in the comment box below. I'll get back to them, answer them, whatever you want to call it, as soon as I can. Not to mention it adds the ability for other people to throw their comments into the mix as well. Actually, while we're at it, what the hell was your, you know, least favorite shooter game? We'll bring that out there. I want to know what the shittiest first-person shooter game that you've ever come across is. I want to know this because I can think of probably about 10 off the top of my head right now. But for now, it's Ghost Gamer, and I'm out of here, man.